What's up everybody, Jemillio here with another SUPERX review. And in today's video, as you can tell, we got him in the background here and the background here. We are talking about the new Panther inspired tracksuit that SUPERX has come out with. Now this is based off of T'Challa, not the new one that's in the MCU, his sister, the OG Black Panther T'Challa. Now the suit that they came out with, or the tracksuit that they came out with, is not based off of any particular suit that he wore in any film. I can see little inspirations from the one that he had on in the Black Panther movie. I can see a little bit of inspiration from what he had on in the suit in Captain America Civil War, but this is kind of their own original design. So if you're looking for something that models exactly what he had on in one of the movies, you're not gonna find that. But obviously, you know, if you're a fan of the character, this is right up your alley because you can definitely tell that his kind of stamp is on this one. Let's get right into it. We're gonna talk about the hoodie and then we're gonna talk about the joggers. I got the hoodie right here. I am 5'10", between 185 and 190 with a little bit more of a muscular build. And you can see me wearing it here. Now, I'm wearing a medium in both the hoodie and the joggers. I'm gonna get into sizing in a little bit, but one thing that you will notice about this is, for me personally, in my opinion, this design kind of skirts the line perfectly between looking like it's inspired by a character, but also not being too loud. Some people, some of you guys out there, you lean really far into like the cosplay stuff. You love that. Other ones of you guys love the more kind of neutral, not so loud, not so bold design. So I love the fact that this is something that catches your attention. It looks great, but I'm comfortable walking into a gym wearing this. I'm comfortable walking around the street wearing this. I don't want something that is so loud and so specific to the character that it looks like I'm wearing a costume. So to me, perfect job, SUPERX, right down the middle of, you know, bold, yet still comfortable wearing in an everyday setting. One of the things I love about this one is just the attention to detail on this. So if you come in close, we can see a mixture of purple stitching and gray stitching. It kind of reminds me of the purple highlights that were on his costume in the Black Panther film, but also seeing that gray stitching, it's almost like there's vibranium stitched, you know, into the fabric. So really cool. I was kind of torn. I was like, man, I wish maybe they should have just made all the stitching purple. But I like the fact that it kind of goes back and forth. Again, it just adds an extra layer of detail that makes their clothes so special. Something else too that you will notice is this hoodie has reflective strips on it. So on the hood, it has reflective strips, and on the forearm, it has reflective strips. On the front, on the chest piece, I was asking myself like, man, maybe I would have liked if they put a reflective strip, but I personally like the fact that they didn't do that. Simply because that's a part of the hoodie that's gonna be moving around a lot. Moving your arms forward and back. If you're working out in it, you're probably gonna be rubbing your chest up against it. Say you're doing, you know, muscle ups or things like that. And so I think that it wouldn't have really been a good idea to have a big reflective piece that's right there on the front, because after so much wear and tear, it's probably gonna peel off or start rubbing off. So I personally like the fact that it was only on the hood and only on the forearms. I think that was a really good call on their part. And the two main differences with this hoodie, this also applies to the joggers. The fabric they use on this one is very, very different. So if you're familiar with their other hoodies, if you've gotten like the Brock or the Kent or one of their Queen sets, the fabric is very, very different. It's not like those at all. If you want to know what the fabric feels like, then watch my review for the Night, and I'm gonna put a link to it somewhere here and even down in the description. The Night has this kind of buttery, soft feel to it. It's almost like it has a tighter weave, and this one is exactly the same as the Night in terms of the fabric difference that they've kind of switched over to, and I love it. I think the other ones were comfortable too. I'm not really complaining about those, but this one just feels, it really has that kind of premium feel when you put it on. Four-way stretch, very stretchy, moves with you. Now the difference in this one also is the sizing. Now in all of their other hoodies, except for the Night, and again, you go watch that review to kind of see what I say about that one, but in all their other hoodies, whether it's the Stewart, the Allen, the Kent, the Brock V2, the Rogers V2, all their other ones, I wear a large in all of them, because the mediums I can barely fit into. It's just way too tight. I've even split a couple of them when I zip them up and try to move around. Now, when I wear this one, they sent me a medium in the joggers and the hoodie, and I like the medium. The medium is a little more fitted, but I can still move around in it fine. It is not too tight at all. So here's my sizing suggestion. You can go true to size if you want. Normally with their other jackets and stuff, except the night, with their other jackets and stuff, I would say stay true to size because this is a slim fit. With this one, you can kind of go both ways. So if you go true to size, it is gonna have a more relaxed, open, flowy fit. If you want a more fitted fit, then size down 1. That's pretty much my recommendation. So I like that I got a medium, but everything else I got a large. A large would have just been a little too loose on me. So it kind of depends on how you like your jackets to fit. If you get a extra large and all their other stuff, extra large is gonna fit a little bit looser than the other extra larges, so you may wanna size down to a large. And then again, doesn't matter what size you are, just keep that in mind. So that's my recommendation for the sizing. Take that for what it is. So now we're gonna get into the joggers. The joggers are also a size medium. They don't have a ton of stuff going on. You have a lot of the detailed stitching, that 3D stitching that is on everything, but there isn't a bunch of pockets and stuff on them. You've got 2 zipper pockets, 1 on each side. They're a good depth. They zip up and down very, very easily. You have the same detail as the hoodie with some purple stitching and some gray stitching. And then all the way at the bottom, you have a cuff. So no zippers, no bungee cord or anything like that. And the cuffs are great. They're not too tight, not too loose. And around the calves, you also have a reflective strip. When I saw the reflective strips, I wanna kind of talk a little bit more about that on the joggers and the hoodie. A question that I had was, how is this gonna stand up to normal wear and tear? Whenever I see reflective stuff, it doesn't just mean SUPERX, but anybody's clothes. I don't care if it's Under Armour, Nike, Reebok, whatever. Usually what happens over time is the reflective strip starts to wear off, it starts to peel off. And I said, man, shoot, like it looks cool now, but will it stand up to multiple washes? Here's what kind of put that concern to rest for me. I own a pair of their Rebirth joggers. I've washed those, I wanna say maybe 16 to 20 times so far that I've had it. And there's a reflective strip that is on the front of the calf. So right where your shin bone is, right at the front of your tibia, that's where there's a reflective strip. As you can see, I have some close-up shots here. It is not chipping, it is not peeling. They are standing up to multiple washes. Now, I don't dry them, I wash them as they directed. I wash them inside out and I hang dry them. But as you can see, even after almost 20 washes, so far they still look great. No peeling, no chipping, no anything. So if you're like me and you see the reflective strip, you're like, oh man, is this gonna stand up over time after multiple washes? If the Rebirth joggers are any bit of an indication to how, these reflective strips are gonna stand up, then my concern has been quieted. So just kind of keep that in mind if you were worried about that like I was. So that's pretty much gonna wrap up my thoughts on the new Panther tracksuit. Again, I love the fact that after the night, they've kind of switched to this different feeling type of fabric. It's buttery soft, moves with you, very comfortable. If you thought their other stuff was comfortable and you didn't get a chance to pick up the night, this is going to kind of blow you away. I love how it feels. I love that perfect middle ground that they struck with the design. Again, it is bold, it is inspired by the character, but it's not too loud. I love it when they kind of hit it right between the mark like that. The up close stitching details are great. Just keep in mind, like I said, the difference in the sizing, because it does fit different than ones like the Kent, the Stewart, the Allen. It does fit just a little bit different. So this for me is probably one of my top 3 that they've come out with. I love this one. If you guys want to pick up this or anything else on their site, please make sure to use my discount code at checkout, Jemil, J-E-M-I-L. It'll give you 15% off anything on their site, and it helps support me to keep making these videos for you guys, to give you these in-depth reviews, so that way you can make a more kind of educated purchase if you decide to pick something up. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, it's right over left.